What is happening, everybody? My name's Seven, also known as Martin Wood, and welcome to a Ghost Recon Wildlands video. Now today I'm going to be talking about Fallen Ghost and what we can expect, and some of my personal thoughts, and a way of basically getting the thoughts that you guys have out of your minds and into the comment section for us all to discuss. So anything that I mentioned in this video, any thoughts that you already have, please push that in the comment section below. And of course, if you are brand new, please subscribe for more Ghost Recon Wildlands content, and of course some other gaming content there as well.
The second expansion is Fallen Ghosts. After your chopper is shot down during an evacuation mission, your squad will be forced to adapt as they're tracked down by an elite group of ruthless mercenaries.
So let's get straight into it. Now, Fallen Ghosts, we all know, is a up-and-coming DLC for Ghost Recon Wildlands. It's highly anticipated, and we are really resting the future of the game on this one DLC. Hence, most of us have completed the main campaign. We've also played Narco Road. Now, a lot of people also avoided Narco Road, which is one of the recent DLCs that just came out for the game, and there was a lot of hatred, but we'll discuss that later on. Now, here is the description for the Fallen Ghosts DLC. With Fallen Ghosts, get ready for your Spec Ops skills to be put to the test. After your chopper is shot down during an evacuation mission, your squad will be forced to adapt as you are tracked down by the Los Extranjeros. I don't know how to pronounce that, unfortunately. An elite group of ruthless mercenaries. Fortunately, new weapons and skills will help you and your friends find the strength to escape. As with Narco Road, Season Pass owners will be able to access this paid content 1 week early. Now I'm going to take this description and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to feed you guys some information and some of my thoughts, as well as some of the things that have already been discussed elsewhere on the internet. Most likely, like Narco Road, this mission will take place, or the set of missions will take place, in a section of the existing map that you play the main storyline and Narco Road within. So instead of a newly generated area, I believe this could potentially take place in a more of a jungle / swamp region that we already know of within Ghost Recon Wildlands. So I believe if this is true, the focus will be more on the right hand side of the current existing map that we are all used to playing within Wildlands. Let me know what your thoughts are. I hope that this is something that they probably change. I would really like an additional section of a map to be unlocked, a different island maybe, as if, you know, when we're flying out and we're escaping Bolivia, we crash land on a place that is completely new to us all. That would really keep us going for a very long time, a lot longer than just playing a set of missions on a map that we've already explored. So I think that would be a really cool addition. Now, if we keep on reading through this, we also spot a bunch of other facts. The statement of the evacuation mission gives us a strong hint that the DLC will begin with an opening scene. Now, for this, I'd personally hope that it's actually an in-game experience followed by cinematics, or a cinematic within game and then a cinematic following that afterwards. What I mean by this is I would really like an opening scene that would introduce us, kind of like the one we were gifted in Narco Road, to the DLC, where we'd be able to be provided with an atmosphere, a thought process, and really immerse ourselves straight into the DLC itself, followed by the mission, which is the evacuation mission discussed in the description. Obviously, at the end of this short period of mission, which you and your friends or you and your squad would complete. Now, hopefully in this will be a good mix, and there will be a dramatic ending to the mission and a great beginning to the DLC. How would you like it? Let me know in the comments. Would you guys prefer a cinematic all the way and then you just start your mission as you have just came out of the chopper that's been shot down? Would you like to maybe see in cinematic, like a mission briefing, then go in to do the mission, and then the mission end with a cinematic, and then carry on with the DLC from there? How would you like it to begin? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below about the beginning of the DLC. As well as the other traits in Narco Road, there were many that they obviously provided us, and one of which was that when we first started the game, we were provided with fresh weapons at hand. Now, this might be a comment that aggravates a lot of people because essentially they were just the same weapons but with different camos. Obviously they look different in the sense of what they were presented as, but they were effectively the same weapons. I do hope that there are actual new weapons, new designs, not just different skins. If it is just different skins, this just definitely will not please people. Ubisoft definitely need to create and implement new weapons for us to use within this area. Alongside the mention of new weapons, there is also a mention of new skills. Now, whether this is just something that is being loosely put in there and I'm being a little bit more observative, I'm not sure, but it does say, fortunately, new weapons and skills will help you and your friends find the strength to escape. So they are essentially saying there will be new skills. However, it is a very light mentioned factor in there, so it leaves it questionable, but I do wonder what they could potentially bring next. Now, I've tried thinking about this and I can't really think of skills that I would like implemented into the game because I'm more focused on the camouflage, but I'll mention that in a second. In addition to the current skills that you use in the storyline, what do you see that could be added or applied to the game that would actually help us during this very intense DLC? Let me know in the comments what you think, but ultimately I haven't really thought of anything particular because I really want new weapons and new camouflage and better ghillie suits, etc, etc to be added into the game. However, none of these have been focused on and none of these have been confirmed as of yet, so those would be great additions in my opinion to really immerse ourselves into the missions we are presented. Now, the word that I cannot produce, which is Los Extranjeros. I'm really bad. I'm so sorry about pronouncing foreign languages. I'm very bad at it, obviously, as you can imagine. However, when I translated what this meant, it meant the foreigners, which basically is a very bland description of the enemy we are going to go against. So these are just foreigners and they are elite mercenaries. So they have an elite mercenary background, which in my opinion sounds like a rough mix between what we know as the Unidads and how very ruthless and aggressive these guys are, and they are armed to the teeth, and also the guerrilla warfare experience of what we know as the rebels that exist in the main game. So I imagine personally there could be a good mix between the rebel guerrilla warfare aspect and the ruthless Unidad with very solid skills. You know, I think this new opponent that we're going to be fighting against and surviving against throughout this DLC will be very intense. But how do you think they will fight and how will they hunt you? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, thankfully, this will not be a solo DLC. That was a worry of mine when I actually jumped into Narco Road and I hadn't really looked into it. A lot of people ask me, oh, do I have to play this by myself or can I play with my friends? And obviously, this is something, even in the description itself, it mentions your friends. So this will be a co-op just like the main game. So you'll be able to go into this and play with other individuals. Now, I think this is obviously a bonus. Obviously, the ability to play it once through in solo or another time through with friends, vice versa. I think it's a great addition and it makes it just so much more fun. It means that we're all able to venture through the tough times with our friends and we all fight together to survive. I'm led to believe that the events take place also after the original storyline in Bolivia. This has been discussed a lot on Reddit and it's also still open for a lot of discussion, but all of this is very sensitive discussion because one thing means another and we are going to just have to wait and see until Ubisoft present us with their final meanings. But with the fact that it's an evacuation mission, it just seems like it could be something after the current storyline in Bolivia. So far what we can expect is hopefully some new weapons, but most likely they will just be reskins. We can also hopefully look out for some new skills, not just the loss of skills with the having of to search and find the skills we previously had. Let's hope that's not the same as Narco Road. I do expect missions that will introduce the game, some cinematics that introduce it as well, and obviously a very challenging opponent with more survival aspects to the DLC than there were in the main game and in Narco Road. Now the final question is, will this actually bring you as an individual 100% supporting the game and Ubisoft again? The amount of hate that I've seen and that has arose from the game releasing Narco Road was intense, and I've heard about 95% negative things and 5% positive about that DLC. This also really changed how everyone perceived the main game, and it's impacted a lot of people's decisions about purchasing the game a little bit later. The game hasn't been out for that long in comparison to what other games have been out for, and still people are going, I'm not sure whether I should get this, because the positive vibes about the main game has been just overdrawn by the hatred for Narco Road. Everything seems to be resting on this DLC, so I do hope that they listen and the majority of everyone in the community presents them with the perfect idea that will build the perfect Fallen Ghost DLC that is both worth paying playing, and of course remembering as we look back on Ghost Recon Wildlands as hopefully a great game that Ubisoft created. But ultimately this DLC, in my opinion, will decide all of that. Let me know what you would expect. If you have ideas, things you want to discuss, or things that you wish me to cover, please let me know in the comment section below, and of course I will go ahead and discuss this with you all in a future video. Take care of yourselves. My name's Seven, also known as Martin Lee Wood. Like and comment and all that you love. Peace.